is John in support of Agape Music Group.
Yeah, and we rock with Marcus, Lady Drina, and the Culture for Christ segment on WOKB Radio Orlando.
Central Florida's only radio station for Christian hip hop and new gospel music.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
Sitting here again, sharing my testimony from my heart to yours. Normally I sit and cry, asking why, not trusting God. Well, my faith has increased, not 1 ounce of doubt. I'm not walking in fear, no more tears. I am still here. My point is everything will get better. Yes, Lord. Better. Everything will get better. Ooh, better. For sure, everything will get better. I speak life into the atmosphere forever. I declare you are real, you have power over the enemy. So no fear, no stress, and all part of this lesson. So I believe and decree everything will get better. It's gonna get better. Just hold on, just a little longer. You gotta believe that it will. I know it's gonna get better. Yes, Lord. I said not seeing all this happen because everything will get better. Get better. Better. I know it will. It's gonna get better. Gonna get better. Oh, I know it will. It's gonna get better. Gonna get better. Oh, it's gonna get better. Oh, I know it's gonna get better. Ooh, hold your head up high and walk in authority. You gotta believe, yeah. Your better is here. Your better is right here. Stop your worrying. I know it will get better. We've been made done for now, but joy comes in the morning light. Yeah, say it is.
I tell you, it's got to get better. It's got to get better. Listen, we are tuned in to Culture for Christ. It's hip hop, but I know that song is really not hip hop, but it's a reason behind the song. Brother Marcus, there is a reason behind this song because it's got to get better. After the weekend that I've had in the heat, it's got to get better. After the weekend I've had in the heat, mighty God, it's got to get better. It got to get better. Churches, men of God, preachers, teachers, y'all, it's got to get better. Listen, mighty God, it's got to get better.
Why you sound like you preaching?
I felt like I needed to get preachy to get this out to the preachers. You know, let me just get preachy for the preachers because I think they need to understand we need a little better.
Oh man.
Purchase these buildings. Let me get my disclaimer. Disclaimer. These opinions and views are of Lady Drina herself, not of Brother Marcus or WOKB. Preachers and pastors, when people rent your church, they rent the AC too.
not your fans.
Not your fans.
Your AC. Your AC.
We rent the AC too.
Oh my God.
So it just got to get better. That's my disclaimer. Marcus was like, that's not a hip hop song. Oh, it's my song for today because it's got to get better. I near about passed out in the heat.
Oh my God.
I almost passed out, people of God. Listen, the kind of heat that we got in 2022 is not the heat we had in 2018, 2019, not even in 2020. 2022 heat, the index is different.
Record breaking.
It's record breaking.
Yeah.
And when you got 300 people in a hot church, that
300?
It was like 300 people in one hot church.
Oh my God, that's not good.
And the pastor knew before we got ourselves in their hot box. You knew, sir. Sir, you knew. Sir, pastor in Tampa, Florida at the New Salem Primitive Baptist Church. I will refrain from using your name at this point. But you knew, sir. That was very horrible. I remember in 2018 when I rented a church in Orlando who did me like this and refused to give me any of my deposit back. I've never used that church again. I'm going to not say the name of that church out of respect right now. But y'all preachers and pastors, we rent the church with your AC. You want the AC too. If there's a different cost for the AC, let us know. Give us the option. To pay for your AC if it's not included with the chairs and the pews and the microphone. Help us. All right, I'm done. I'm off my rant. Marcus, how you doing?
Hey, I am doing wonderful.
Hey, everybody that's joined in. God bless you.
Welcome everybody to another edition of Culture for Christ, where on Mondays we dedicate our show to giving you the best in independent Christian hip hop and from indie artists all around the country and the world. We just had to do a little interjection with our friend.
I apologize.
That's all right, because Kafia she has a couple of songs with some Christian hip hop artists, so we're gonna give her them props.
I love you. I need to meet you. I would love to meet you. Your music's amazing, darling. I want you to know that I love your music.
Well, I had an awesome weekend. It was actually very relaxing. I do want to make mention that at our church, we and I want to definitely everyone, we are members of the New Life Church of God in Christ.
Yes, we are proud members.
In Orlando, Florida. Our pastor is Bishop Derek W. Hutchins. Our first lady is Dr. Katrina Hutchins. We affectionately call her Dr. K. Over the weekend, one of our good brothers, Minister Sabbath, he runs a program for people that are coming out of prison. It's a prison entry program. And we had an excellent community event this past weekend, this past Saturday, where Valencia College was there. There were all types of organizations that were there. Do you not know that if you come out of prison with the record, and we're not talking about people that have just gone in and you got a couple of misdemeanors, we're talking about people that were sentenced to multiple years who have done a year or more.
Yes.
And Valencia College, all throughout Central Florida, that's the Orange County location, the Osceola location as well, Osceola County, they have programs where you get certified in different types of areas. What do you call it? Different types of, they get you certifications.
Right.
So you can go out and get work. And these people are coming out of these programs making $30 and $40 an hour. getting hired right
And
after,
they are working.
right out of the program.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and there is no excuse. There were so many people out there. And I told Minister Sabbath, I said, the next time that you have this, you got to let us know so that we can
In advance,
announce it on the
absolutely.
radio. And he
Yeah.
said he promises to do that. So we're going to bring him on the program next Monday. We're going to have him on because it was such an amazing event. So much was going on. They had good food out there. They had good music. Hey, and for real, they had good music. Like,
That's awesome.
music.
And you know, we need things like this in our society, especially, you know, in our area. We have one of the largest jails, which is the 33rd Street Jail. And so for them to be able to hear this kind of information and know that, hey, there is some help for you when you get out. You don't have to go back to your old ways. You can literally advance yourself and move on in life as with a new beginning. We also have the jail in Osceola County that also listens to us over on Simpson Road. So we have two large facilities that carry inmates and that can use this information. So yeah, this is very much needed in our communities.
And ladies and gentlemen, let me emphasize too that it's not just jail. We're talking about people that come out of prison. So
prison and jail. Yeah.
prison and jail. But you know, if you did extensive time in prison and you feel like you cannot get past your past,
that's good. You can't get past your past.
You can't get past it because people are closing doors in your face. Listen to me. If you want to make a difference, you can. There are programs available. Contact Valencia Community College. Before the show is over, I'm going to get the information so that I can make you all aware and know what is happening. But there are programs available. There are people that were testifying about how they came out of prison, and now because of these different programs that are available to them, they are now going back to the prison and making a difference, because what is happening is they're seeing a lot of recidivism, and this is what they're trying to stop. So for those of you who don't know what recidivism is, it is you coming out and ending up going right back.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is something that they are trying very, very hard to stop. So it was an awesome event. Awesome event. And I'm gonna do the next one. So you know, when you pulled up in church and you saw those tents and
yes, all of the nice tents and stuff. You know, and I'm gonna do my best with trying to support that and come to the next one as well. I'm not a good outdoor person.
It was hot now.
I'm not good outdoor, and I'm not good in heat. My body just works negatively in heat. So yeah, but I'm gonna do my best.
It was hot, no doubt about it. I went out there at 8:00 that morning, and around 2:30, I was like, bro, I got to go.
Yeah.
It was extremely hot.
I called you after. I was like, you good?
I got back home. I got into this house, took me a cold shower. I said, I'm just sit down on the couch for a little bit.
Just go lay down, because it's so draining. And one thing I will say, for those of us that work in the heat or constantly having to be interacting with this type of heat that we have, stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. I believe on last night, I haven't had that much water in a long time. I promise you guys, they kept bringing me bottles of water. They went and got me a cup of ice, a large cup of ice, just to cool, because I was leaving. I was not staying in that church. I was leaving because I couldn't think straight. I was talking out of my head. I just wasn't there. It was too much. I cannot get that overheated at all. That was horrible.
Oh,
horrible. Not even a better way.
That bad. It was that bad.
Horrible. It wasn't for them bringing me the cup of ice just to cool the inside of my body down. You know what I mean? You know how you get some ice and all of a sudden your whole body just kind of relax a little bit?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Because I got lightheaded. I felt like my pressure was high. I don't even have high blood pressure. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't have high blood pressure. Never have. And I felt like I had high blood pressure that day.
That's not good. That is not good. That is not good.
Not good.
That's not good.
All right, I'm gonna quit harpooning on them people.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, before we go into our next segment, we got something that we want to talk about. We're going to introduce to you this new song. It's coming straight to you out of the city of Los Angeles, California. I was contacted by this guy. He wrote this song called Unblemished. And I was contacted by him through email, and he sent me the email. And he was like, if you would just take a brief moment and listen to this song. Within the first 5 seconds of listening to it,
you knew it was a hot song.
Oh, it was hot. It was hot. The production was clean. It was right on time. Your Unblemished was submitted to me by Nuff Said Music. The artist's name is Dej P. Dej P is the artist, ladies and gentlemen. This is Unblemished.
That's 100 points.
Every time you say his name, no one can stand against you. Yeah, every knee gon' bow, cause every time you say his name, the King of all kings, all praise to the Father. Every time you say his name, every time you think that they got you down, nothing that they bust ain't gon' shoot you down. Every time you say his name, it ain't done until he say it's finished.
Feel like a battering ram. I'm constantly colliding in collisions, consistently clashing with contention. Let me mention, at time I don't understand it, but many think they do. So I'ma take off my shoe and let you stand in it. Stuck in the mud now, yeah, I'm seeing you. Now take a closer look, what you see is proof. Now you're losing your balance and falling on your boots. And you not looking too good in your new suit. Ready to give it back, right? It wasn't what you thought. And those shoes to look better when you wash them off. That's what Christ did for me, man. He washed me off. That's why I stay on fire for him.
Every time you say his name, no one can stand against you. Yeah, every knee gon' bow, cause every time you say his name, the King of all kings, all praise to the Father. Every time you say his name, every time you think that they got you down, nothing that they bust ain't gon' shoot you down. Every time you say his name, it ain't done until he say it's finished.
It ain't over, God's far from done with us. He runs closer when others seem to run from us. No cold shoulders, what he spoke, we can trust and grow bolder, knowing Christ loves more than enough. And what we've got from what we've been through is more than wounds, power within to tap into. Empty the tomb, rob the grave, proclaiming what the enemy stole. Now we take it all back, cause our God's in control. See ourselves through his eyes, we are worth more than life. Let the hurts fuel the fire as we finish out the fight. No more fear, we don't hide. Lift your head, hold it high. With the Lord by your side, in Jesus' name you'll be alright.
Every time you say his name, no one can stand against you. Yeah, every knee gon' bow, cause every time you say his name, the King of all kings, all praise to the Father. Every time you say his name, every time you think that they got you down, nothing that they bust ain't gon' shoot you down. Every time you say his name, it ain't done until he say it's finished.
Boom, it was rocking. It was rocking.
That's high.
That's Dead P. Every time you say his name, that's Unblemished.
And where did you say he's from?
Out of Los Angeles, California.
Man,
Hit me up. I was like, okay, he's been watching the show. He's been watching the show because he hit that Culture for Christ email. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Thank y'all. Thank you. I love it.
So we're doing a shout out to him. He's also added us. He'll be listening to WOKB on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays from Los Angeles. He'll download the app, and I told him we'll definitely make sure that we follow him. Well, that was really, every time you say his name, that's something that we definitely have to remember, because there's power in that name.
I love it. I love it.
Every time. Ladies and gentlemen, there's some things that are going on in the city of Orlando that we want you all to be aware of. Lady Drina, what happened just recently?
Yeah, on last night, man. Listen, gun violence is really, really bad, and we're starting to see more and more shootings and different things. But we really had one last night about 2 a.m. downtown Orlando. About 2 a.m, a fight broke out, which led into what we consider a mass shooting. 7 people shot and hospitalized downtown Orlando.
Did they catch the perpetrator?
Unidentified. Unidentified at this time. So they are still investigating, still trying to, get to the actual bottom of what took place. So
it's insanity. Like even people will take chances, even if they don't know that security cameras are watching them.
Yeah,
like, they will go through great lengths, and eventually all of the cameras in the United States are going to be equipped with something that is called AI. If you don't know what AI is, artificial intelligence, they don't necessarily have to see your face. They can catch the outline of your face, and they'll know exactly.
And they'll know exactly who you are. It'll be recognition.
Exactly. There'll be recognition. So people will take these chances, and these shootings are drastic. It's bad that this stuff is going on, but it's the world that we live in, and there really isn't anything that I can see in the future that we're going to be able to do anything about it. You can put as many laws in place as you want. It's not going to stop. But that brings us to another topic.
Yes, let's talk.
What's going around in the news a little bit lately.
What's trending,
ladies and gentlemen, is Bishop Whitehead out of Brooklyn, who was robbed during a service. During a church service. Now, I will say, I saw a lot of commentary about Bishop's robbery, this stick up. A lot of people were saying a lot of different things. And why does a church need security? Because a lot of people don't know that a lot of churches, including our church, New Life Church of God in Christ, we have security, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Have security, because you never know who's going to walk up in there. And ladies and gentlemen, you don't know who in the sanctuary has a gun. So you can step up in New Life if you want to. Trust me, we have armed security. Yes, and it is for a reason. It is for a reason that Bishop Whitehead experienced. Now, the difference is that Bishop Whitehead in Brooklyn, he's 44 years old. He's a young brother. He's very flashy. So they say, I don't follow Bishop White.
He is considered the bling bling bishop or preacher. Okay. Yes.
All right. Now I'm going to say my personal opinion about Bishop Whitehead and his jewelry is I don't care, because I like it too. Now I don't have Bishop Whitehead's
type of jewelry. Right.
I don't, because Bishop Whitehead has $400,000 worth of jewelry.
Yeah. Now, I don't have that either.
That could have been a watch and a ring. And then his wife's ring.
Right. So it could have been all of them combined. And most people are focusing, saying it was just him, but we don't know.
And then they didn't ransack the whole church. They're making it seem like the entire church was ransacked.
Nope, it wasn't.
Going there looking for jewelry. They just snatched what they could see.
Right.
They did not linger inside that building over 10 minutes. As a matter of fact, it was all done in 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was very fast.
And grab. So people are making speculations about what they saw on video. Or the man that was sitting in the corner, he wasn't moving. Well, if you were sitting in the corner and
would you move when you got people with guns?
You sit your raggedy behind right there in your chair and act like
guns. I'm gonna sit there too.
Yeah. You got 3-4 masked men coming in pointing guns in whichever direction, and you're gonna say the person that's sitting in the corner looked like he had something to do with it. Why? Because he was sitting still. trying to look. He was so scared. He was trying to look invisible.
Listen, he trying to be invisible. That's that time you just stand and maybe they won't see me.
Like a deer in headlights, you know.
Maybe they won't see me. Yeah.
You know, and then there is a popular show that many of you are probably fans of. I will say on record that I am not. I have watched a few things of the show, and some things that I see on the show really disgust me. So I don't watch it. And the reason that I say it disgusts me is because you'll hide under the guise of using it as news and or commentary, but actually that's hyperbole, because it really is gossip. It's gossip.
It's gossip.
And you're taking things and you're making fun and poking fun at people and their mishaps, and sometimes. And it's also exploitation for your own benefit, for your benefit.
Absolutely.
And so I just happened, though, to come across a clip. Well, not even a clip. I watched the interaction because I was interested to see. I thought it was going to be a good conversation, and it was more.
It was an eye-opening conversation.
It was a very.
That's what I would call it. It was absolutely eye-opening.
It was very eye-opening.
And the thing I would always tell leaders or believers, Christians, is beware of platforms you get on. You got to really beware, because sometimes people allow you rope. They allow you the rope, and whatever you do with that rope at the end of the day, that's going to be with you. But you got to be so mindful, because if you already know it's a platform that does these type of things or do what they do, it's not going to change because you get on it.
No,
it's not going to change because you become. It's like these reality preacher shows. A lot of times, a lot of these preachers and women of God and stuff, man, you don't need to be a part of it. It's not helping the testimony. It's not helping your testimony of Christ.
Well, they're not looking. It's not about. Well, let me say, I'm not going to say it's not about their testimony, so I shouldn't say that. It's about a paycheck, though.
Right? I get that. I get that.
And I get that too. But I mean, it doesn't mean that you have to accept it just because it is offered to you.
Right.
If you don't know if you know anything about, one thing that we are finding out about reality TV is how they manipulate scenes.
It is very manipulative.
Only how they manipulate the scenes. It's controlled, but not only do they manipulate the scenes, they manipulate people, and it ruins a lot of friendships because they drop things in and ask. The ask is to be more aggressive or to be this and to be that for the TV rating. So they throw this money at you, and the longevity of it is after the show is over, seasons later, we can pull back the video on YouTube 20 years after it's been off of TV.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that television shows from the 70s that you at one time, if you wanted to watch those shows, you would have to buy the seasons off of Amazon? Now you can just pull it up on YouTube. You don't have to do any of that. So anything that comes on television stays in cyberspace forever.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, the thing with what Bishop Whitehead did, I think Bishop Whitehead was more he was upset, and rightfully so.
He was very upset.
He was upset, but rightfully so. His argument was, do you think it's a joke that somebody would come in and stick a gun in my face and my wife's face and my children's face, in my parishioner's face? You think that's a joke? And they say, oh, well, we weren't joking about it. Basically, you were joking about it because you got people who follow you that like that kind of entertainment.
They see drama. They like it.
And these are people who are supposed to be saved. And I just, it's not something that I can get with. I just can't. Because I don't believe that if you are not helping, then you're harming.
Absolutely.
If you are not helping, then you are harming. And I don't condemn Bishop Whitehead, I'm sorry, for wearing his jewelry. If he wants to wear his jewelry, I do caution you live in Brooklyn.
Right. Now that part.
You live in Brooklyn, Bishop. Yeah. But still, if it's his choice.
It is his choice.
Not only is it his choice, but there's another thing about it. a lot of secular people have come out and they are talking really bad about him.
Yes.
And the thing about it is, you know, it just makes it bad all the way. And this person is tagging the people that are talking about the bishop. He's tagging these secular people.
Yes.
So, and I guess he's trying to prove a point. I don't know. I don't know. He's trying to prove a point, but you know, I'm not.
And he, because in all honesty, I know the bishop was angry and upset, but he did not contain himself. He did not keep his composure. He did not represent a bishop. He did not represent a pastor. He did not represent Christ. At the end of the day, nothing about that conversation was right or righteous.
On either side.
On either side. It ended up being a horrible thing for that man of God to be a part of.
Regrettably so. I am what I did find out, and a lot of people don't know this, but Bishop Whitehead is very, very well known in the community.
Yes, he is. He does a lot of community things.
A lot of things for the
gives
a lot
back
of
everything.
He gives
yes,
back.
He
gives
does.
back. And so for those of you who are listening to whatever you're listening to on the blogs and the vlogs and the YouTube and all that kind of stuff, you know, if you don't know for yourself, please do not sit in the seat of judgment of this man based on what you have heard, especially if you are not a part of the community that he serves in, because you don't
really know. We're only spectating and listening to what we are hearing.
That's right.
Yeah,
I do know what the other person has proven and shown.
Exactly.
All he does is talk about people.
Right.
This is all he does.
Yeah.
And regrettably, you know, for me, it is it's sad for me to, when I look at that and you pawn it off on entertainment, there are so many other things that you can do than to drown yourself or submerge yourself rather in things that are not edifying to the kingdom.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely not. And I hated that Bishop Whitehead got upset like he did, but you know, he's from New York, and that whole Brooklyn was just rolling out of
Listen, that was a disaster. Okay. That was an absolute disaster. And I do feel bad for him, because I believe he was put in a horrible position. So and it was enticing. You know what I mean? It was a horrible position. It was enticing, and it just left him vulnerable, and he just fell into the trap that was set.
You know, I had to ask the Lord to forgive me, because as he was ripping, I was going,
it was funny. It was hilarious. It was very hilarious. And let me tell y'all something. I don't subscribe to that particular show, but I have watched the show. Like Marcus have said, I have watched the show, sometimes just to know what's trending, sometimes just for the comedy side of it, because sometimes it is pretty funny.
It is, and God,
it is pretty funny. God forgive me, but it is pretty funny. But overall, when it comes down to things of Christ, it's appalling.
Yeah.
And that's
I don't touch
to separate that is really appalling. Some of the things of Christ involving that show is appalling.
It is. Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, there was another thing that took place. Bishop T.D. Jakes was doing some commentary, and I really believe that people took his words out of context. He spoke, because Bishop Jakes actually said something very similar to this some years ago. But basically what he was saying is that there's a generation of women that is coming through, and I actually think that it is more than one generation. It's probably about 2 or 3, and I understand why. You know, the women are in the position that they are in. Black women are the most educated of all minorities in the United States. of America.
Absolutely.
They are the most, they have a lot more expendable income out of all the minorities in the United States. And so they are in a position that has been so heavily dominated mostly by men, and white men at that. And so Bishop Jakes, actually, his comment, and I don't want to misquote, he was speaking on how the generation of women are taking on the attributes of a man. He was not calling them men.
Right. He never called them men.
Never called them men. He said they're taking on the attributes of men, because they're saying, I don't need a man. I don't need this. I don't need that. I can do this all by myself. I don't need you. And so it is a lot of women took offense.
Are taking offense to it
They
now.
are taking offense. So what do you? I don't think that, in my opinion, I don't think that there was any malice in what he was saying.
I don't. But listen, what we're going to do, we need to take a quick station identification break really quickly. And we're going to come back, and we want to get you guys involved in this and tell us what you feel. I know you've probably heard about it. I mean, it's trending. And right now, you're kind of in a losing battle as a minister, because if you do say, there is some type of controversy either way. I'm starting to see a lot of different things where people of the faith are coming under attack of what they are saying and their perspectives. And it's not really beliefs, it's their perspectives a lot of times, and they're coming under attack. So we'll be right back on Culture for Christ. We got more in just a moment.
Hey, what's happening?
He's got a plan for you. He's got a plan for you. Watch him see it through. He's got a plan for you. He's got a plan for you. He's got a plan for you. Watch him see it through. He's got a plan for you. Plans of peace, plans of future victory, plans of prosper, plans of peace, plans of future victory.
Hold on a little while longer. Every test is to make you stronger. Ain't nothing you can't conquer. Trust God and watch you prosper. Hey, this thing is personal. It's my relationship. You are his masterpiece. Perfect workmanship. Don't get it twisted, baby. You was born for this. Child of the king, baby. You know that you equipped. Better believe, God's got your back. Wait and see for that comeback. All your stress, let him hijack. Just relax like a kickback.
He's got a plan for you. He's got a plan for you. Watch him see it through. He's got a plan for you. He's got a plan for you. He's got a plan for you. Watch him see it through. He's got a plan for you. Plans of peace, plans of future victory, plans of prosper, plans of peace, plans of future victory.
Fear don't live here. Depression must disappear. Every sickness is healed. And ain't no demon I feel. Hey, I walk in confidence from my experience. He gave me boldness to flow in dominance. It's in the Bible, man. Check out them documents. You are forgiven, baby. His love is bottomless. Better believe, God's got your back. Wait and see for that comeback. All your stress, let him hijack. Just relax like a kickback.
He's got a plan for you. He's got a plan for you. Watch him see it through. He's got a plan for you. He's got a plan for you. He's got a plan for you. Watch him see it through. He's got a plan for you. Plans of peace, plans of future victory, plans of prosper, plans of peace, plans of future victory.
Ain't nothing you can't conquer. Trust God and watch you prosper. Ain't nothing you can't conquer. Trust God and watch you prosper.
Yeah. He's got a plan for you. He's got a plan for you. Plans to prosper, plans to peace, plans of future victory.
Just like that. Know that God's got your back, yeah, just like that. Know that God's got your back, yeah, just like that. Know that.
Plans to prosper, plans of peace, plans of future victory. Plans to prosper, plans of peace, plans of future victory.
Lord, my Lord, that song is fire. Come on, Marcus, talk to us about that right there.
That was, and check your phone, please. That was Sha Speaks out of Gainesville, Florida. Sha Speaks is one of our good friends, a female. I like to call them, people, they call them rappers back in the day when I was going back in the 80s when rap first came out. We used to call them, well, even before when I was real little, my uncles was listening to rap, Sugar Hill Gang and all that stuff. We used to call them MCs. Sha is an MC. She is definitely an MC, and that is a hot song. She did that with a young lady also out of Gainesville called Stina Jones.
I love it. I love it. Well, we got another song that we getting ready to play really quickly, and I'm talking about we're going to go in depth with both of these artists because they are doing some great things, and so we want to make sure that you know who they are. So you want to introduce it, or let's just play it?
Let's just play it.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
I got angels watching over me. I got angels watching over me. Watching over me. Yeah. I got angels watching over me. I got angels watching over me. Yeah. Watching over me. Yeah. I got angels watching over me. I got angels watching over me. I never thought you'd give me life again. I was steady falling down like, let go my pride again. They put the burner to my chest, but they ain't slide again. I could've stayed on that path that I was dying in. Roaches in my candy, we ain't have it, bruh. But every single time we always had enough. You use my pain to keep me solid to the ground. I know you all, I had bad thoughts, caught my sign, I can't breathe again. Got on my knees, Jesus put me on my feet again. Stress on my top, out of control, yeah. I need you close, I need you closer. Set me down when I ain't secret. You always gave me what I needed. You stood and helped me fight my demons. You always give me every reason. You always give me every reason. I got angels watching over me. I got angels watching over me. Watching over me. Yeah. I got angels watching over me. I got angels watching over me. Yeah. Watching over me. Meet me at the crossroads. I got hitters in the pen with their head low. Wipe the mud off my spirit, clean my head low. Praise God, you know how we was. Now they know that we are. Lose your life in these streets, I promise it ain't no reason. Ain't nowhere where they ain't one. Walk by faith, now you know they hate that we won. Yeah. Set me down when I ain't secret. You always gave me what I needed. You stood and helped me fight my demons. You always give me every reason. You always give me every reason. I got angels watching over me. I got angels watching over me. Watching over me, yeah. I got angels watching over me. I got angels watching over me, yeah. Watching over me, yeah. I got angels watching over me. I got angels watching over me. Eyes full of tears, just say this sinners, bro. Fall to my knees and say this sinners, bro. Father, I'm so sorry of the way that I live. I'm sorry for the ways that I am. Shed your grace on me. I just pray you shed your grace on me. I know your son died for me. I know you all that I need. Help me when I can't see, yeah. Sinners, bro. Eyes full of tears that say this sinners, bro. Fall to my knees and say this sinners, bro. I done seen boy to climb mountains.
Oh man, that was tight. So it went into a sinner's prayer. Like
Sinner's
that
prayer,
was different.
Yeah. We ended this song with a sinner's prayer, and his name is Reconcile. You can from Dej P, who you can listen to his music. You can tell he's from California, right?
Yeah.
And then you get Sha Speaks. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Let me make sure that I say the record. She's no longer the artist formerly known as Sha. She's now Sha Speaks, because she's also taken on some new roles in ministry.
Yes, she is.
She's fulfilling the calling that God has placed in her life, and she's actually evangelizing, preaching, and teaching, as well as getting that message out. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you all something. You have to understand that everybody is not being reached by the traditional methods of gospel music like we are, you're used to. You like the Shirley Caesars and
right.
And all of that. There are factions of these people, these generations of people that are coming into the church, that they are being moved by words, because this is the type of music that they listen to. They listen
That's
to
right. That's
rap
right.
and hip hop, and there's messages in that for so many people.
Yeah.
So she comes in and she speaks directly. The lyrics are directly from the word. The Bible says that I know the thoughts that I have towards you, the thoughts to prosper you, plans of the peace. You know what I mean? That's
Yes.
scripture. And then also reconcile comes back and he says, I got angels watching over me, which is scripture also, because even the devil knew that that Jesus had angels watching over him. But he told Jesus, he said, but you can jump off of these rocks. He said, don't tempt me. He said, but you can do this because the Bible says that the word is clear. It says that he gives it his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all that way. He said, yeah, we know that. So
Yes.
the angels are there to watch over us. Now we don't pray to angels. we know that they are there. They are messengers that are sent to watch over us and to minister to us. Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Those are two of the artists that we just
I
want.
love it. Yes.
You heard that new song by Shaw. That's tight, right?
Listen, y'all know I'm an absolute fan of Sha, period. Since I met her some years back when the first song that I fell in love with for her was Do the Hallelujah. Do the Hallelujah.
Okay,
Yes,
Hallelujah.
it was the Do the Hallelujah song because I was around here trying to do. I have no rhythm when it comes down to dancing, so I really tried to do the Hallelujah dance, and I just fell in love with that. And then the fact that she exemplifies what a woman is in look.
Yes, she
in
does.
look and in artistry. And so she really helped me hone in more on women doing gospel hip hop. Let me just say that. That's literally, she became my favorite gospel hip hop artist, and she helped me like hip hop more. That's what I say. He did that for me because I like how Marcus is not really a quartet fan.
Hey, hold on, brother. The Turner Brothers, I know y'all listening. Y'all know I love y'all.
Let me just tell y'all what Marcus has said to me in the past. No, I'm just because brother Marcus is not totally a quartet fan. Y'all can understand how I wasn't totally a gospel hip hop fan. But I have really opened up so much more to that genre of music that I'm starting to find artists that I really absolutely love. I love their message. I love how they carry themselves. I love what they represent. And I understand there are people that need their ministry.
Absolutely.
There are so many people that need their ministry because like my kids, my kids will not be reached by quartet. If I do say so myself, Lady Drina children will not be reached by quartet music.
Hey, let me just throw a disclaimer out here because I want everybody to know. I do love the Turner Brothers. Those are my dudes. Those are some accomplished.
They are out the box quartet. They are contemporary. Okay. Turner Brothers are contemporary. They're not traditional quartet. Let's just be real. All the groups that I have coming down to celebrate my 10th year radio anniversary are the same. They are out of the box type of quartet. They are contemporary quartet, not traditional. They do have some traditional songs, but they are so far outside of the box because that's the kind of quartet I like. I do love the traditional quartet, but I love the younger groups and I love the more contemporary style of music because it's so much more diverse for me.
Well, you know, even Kiki Sheard on her first album, she had a little quartet because I think I want to say her grandfather was a quartet singer. So
the Walls group have a quartet song, you know, because they were inspired by quartet. Group Fire, they have it. A lot of people, Kenton Jones.
My mom had a quartet group when I was growing up. I had to play the drums in that quartet group. So, you know, I've been to plenty of,
and you're coming to another one. He's coming to another one. He's coming to another one. He has no choice. He's got to be there.
Lord,
he's got to be there. So say it with me, Marcus. I have to be there.
I have
just like you had to be You had to be at the gospel brunch. Listen, before we close out today, tell us a little bit about the gospel brunch. How was hosting the WOKB gospel brunch?
I actually enjoyed myself. I had a good time, and it was a nice. We had a slow start, but it actually turned out fantastic. The artists that were there, Mercy J, she sung a behind off. She gave us a little.
I know she did. I love
concert.
Yes.
Sung her tail off, and then we had this comedian come up from Houston, and
Jennifer,
she was funny. Yeah, she's funny. She's a school teacher.
Yeah,
and she was really funny. I enjoyed her, but I have to. My hat is off to Pastor Tim Moses because he definitely ministered in his performance. He actually, Pastor Tim knows to be a pastor, and then he knows the stage setting, and he can separate the two. But then on stage, he has the ability to bring the two together.
To bridge it. To bridge it. Yeah.
Hey, that's why he's a part of this group called Bridging the Gap LLC.
Yes, I love it.
And definitely he brought that together. It was funny because I think on his last song that he was singing, he started directing the choir, and so I think I was the only person that kind of caught it.
You
and
caught
I started
it,
laughing, and I looked at his sister, and she was like, "What?" And I was like, oh, "Okay, she don't catch it, right?" But Phil caught that thing. He was directing the choir. He was like, "Marcus, you gonna get this one for you."
That
bro.
is funny.
He threw out that Kojic, because that was what he was born and raised in.
Yes, he was.
Big shout out to Pastor Tim Moses. He did that thing last night. And
Love that.
That was my first time ever seeing him perform alone.
Oh, okay.
Because I've seen him perform with other people, but to see him do his thing alone and to do a set and deliver it with a ministerial flow, it was on point. And so appreciate WOKB for giving me the opportunity, and Pam and Bar 5 for opening up their doors to us. Ladies and gentlemen, the next one is actually August the 28th. Lady Drina and myself will be hosting that. Shaw Speaks is one of the performers. And y'all gotta come out. You gotta come out.
Listen, please support us. Support us. Come on out. And listen, we want to hear from you as well. We want to know your reviews. If there's anything you think the brunch can change, or if something that you want to see, even with the actual venue itself, let us know. We want to hear from you because everything that we're doing it to have your involvement. We cannot be community involved without being in the community. WOKB is the heart and soul of this community, and everything we do, it surrounds and based around all of our amazing listeners. So you guys continue to tell us. We want to hear from you. We want to hear from you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for tuning in to Culture for Christ. It's been a pleasure. Hey, you want to end this on this song? It's called None Your Business. Mind your business. None ya. It's about a rap artist called Eternity. None your business, y'all. None.
All right, we're gonna do it. And listen, tomorrow join us because we're not done with this. TD Jakes and Miss what's our Kimberell. We got some TD Jakes, we got some Kimberell. We might throw in a little Lily too. So join us tomorrow for more on Culture for Christ.
What they whispered about me should have been shouted, coward. Where were you at when I was in Dade? Lost in Broward, sun dried the door I was raising. They cut the power. Christ said, come heavy laden. That's grief and flour. Teacher said I wasn't worth saving. I paced for hours. Won't be another statistic. The streets devour. I graduated on time. Moms couldn't be prouder. She was screaming college next, but the weed was louder. Greed was louder. Flag color schemes. These dreaming hours.
All I wanted was Benz Beamers and green to shower. Boy had potential, but rags was on his collar. Dude stuck in the trap, jawbreaker was sour. Lost him on demon hours right after they took the towers. Caught static with the connect, plug lit him up like a router. Times is changing, these wars that we engage in. Used to end beef with a fade, now lives fading. Hey yo, E, where you at? None of your business. You out of state, when you'll be back? None of your business. How come you ain't been at shows? None of your business. You on the low stacking that dough? None of your business. I heard you just copped a crib. None of your business. Shorty said you just had a kid. None of your business. I heard you just did a bid. None of your business. We heard you collabing with Red. None of your business. What they told you about me was all lies. Soul ties, crack files, fire escapes with clothes dry. Cigarette smoke, fruit from the vine, paved crack. Watch for potholes, some got caught in the game track. Do rags to riches, they hoping my wave cap. Vegan style, air fry beats, BK snaps. I need a new range black, something insane stat. Touch the wheel and I'm gone. That Dr. Strange pack. Never knew how to act. Awkward ways I'm amended. My timeline, cradle fake smiles, lost and pretended upper lower class. Hard
This
corners
is
with
WOKB 1680 AM Winter Garden.